Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are fit and fine. So, till now we discussed about the asexual reproduction. Today we are starting our next topic, that is the sexual reproduction. Actually, the sexual reproduction, it is the mode of reproduction that takes place with the involvement of two individuals of two different sexes. Means two parents are involved in sexual reproduction. One is male and another is female. During sexual reproduction, male organism having male sex organs produce male gametes. Means the male which have male sex organ, it produces male gametes, and on the other hand, female organisms having female sex organ produce ova, that is the female gamete. So the male gamete is generally small in size and motile. Motile means they can move, while the female sex gamete या फिर female gamete are generally large and store food. Large they are, but they can't move. They are non-motile and they store food. Male and female fuse to form a zygote that grows into a new organism. When male and female gamete fuses, then they form a zygote, and zygote finally forms a new organism. Now, what are the significance of sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction involves DNA as well as cellular apparatus of two different organisms, which promotes diversity of characters in the offsprings. So actually what happens in sexual reproduction, there is the DNA mixing of DNA from two individual, male and female. So due to the diversity, due to this different types of DNA, different organisms from DNA, there is diversity of characters in their offsprings. Since gametes are derived from two different organisms, it results in a new combination of genes which increases the chances of genetic variations. Means when the organism is developed from two different organisms, means their characters, their desirable characters combine, and the new organisms have better adaptability for the environment, means that increases the chances of genetic variation. Sexual reproduction results in the origin of new species, and sexual reproduction involves division in the sex organ that reduces the DNA matter to half, so that the zygote formed after fusion has the same amount of DNA as the parents. It maintains DNA in a species. What is the meaning of that point? Let us understand here that human beings have 46 chromosomes in a normal cell, but what will happen during gamete formation? For example, this is 46 of male chromosome and 46 female. So during the formation of gametes, this 46 chromosome number reduces to half, 23, and similar in case of female also it reduces half. And then when these two gametes combine and the chromosome number remain constant from species to species, if it doesn't divide, for example 46 and 46 remain as it is. So when 46 mix, then they form a large number of chromosome. So here is the change in the chromosome number, which is not desirable. So what is the point? That sexual reproduction involves division in sex organ that reduces the DNA matter to half, means DNA matter half हो जाएगा, so that जो नया zygote बनेगा after the fusion, उसके पास same amount of DNA होगा as it parents have, जैसे उसका parents में था. This is not only for the human beings, for all the organisms which do sexual reproduction. Okay, now what are the limitations of sexual reproduction? Actually, sexual reproduction involves the process of combining DNA from two different organisms. This is right, but it may also bring some undesirable features also. Means always it doesn't happen that desirable characters combine. Sometimes undesirable features also combine, and it leads to any inbreeding depression also. Now we will do about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Actually, the reproductive parts are present in a flower. In plants, the reproductive parts are present in a flower. The parts of a flower. कौन-कौन से part है flower के? Sepals, petals, stamen and carpel. Let us see in this diagram. This colored part, this red color part, that is the petal. This green colored part, it is the sepal. And now this one, this is the stamen. Stamen is formed of anther and filament. And this one part, this green color part, it is the pistil, or you can say carpel. It has three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. So sepals are green structures that protect the inner parts when the flower is in bud stage. जब flower bud stage में होता है तो sepal उसको protect करता है. पेटल्स आर कलरफुल, पेटल्स जो हैं वो कलरफुल होते हैं एंड अट्रैक्ट्स द इंसेक्ट्स फॉर पॉलिनेशन, ताकि वो पॉलिनेशन के लिए इंसेक्ट्स को अट्रैक्ट कर सकें. स्टेमन्स आर मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट्स एंड प्रोड्यूस पॉलन ग्रेन्स. स्टेमन्स जो हैं वो मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट है और क्या प्रोड्यूस करते हैं? पॉलन ग्रेन, एंड एक्चुअली दैट कंटेन्स द मेल गैमेट. सो ईच स्टेमन हैज़ टू पार्ट्स. स्टेमन के मेनली दो पार्ट्स हैं. You can see in this diagram, this is the anther and this is the filament. Filament is actually the stalk. Filament is the stalk which bind anther to the lower part. So each stamen has two parts: filament, that is the stalk, and anther, this is the swollen part which has large number of pollen grains. Similar, this is the structure of carpel. It has three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. So stigma, it is the landing platform for pollen grain. For example, pollen grains are released from here, then they land on the stigma. Okay, this is the style. Style, it is the pathway for the formation of pollen tube, and this is the ovary. Ovary contains ovule that actually contains the female gamete. So the carpel is the female reproductive part and produce ovules that contains female gametes. It has three parts, as I told you: stigma, which is the top sticky part and receives pollen grain, means pollen grain lands on the stigma; style, which is the middle long part; and ovary is the swollen part that contains ovule, and each ovule has an axil, that is the female gamete. Every ovule contains the female gamete. Now the flowers are of two types. Flowers may be unisexual or flowers may be bisexual. Bisexual flower means the flower which have both stamen and carpel. For example, this flower, this one is the bisexual flower, means it contains stamen also and pistil also, and but this is the bisexual flower. Examples are mustard, China rose. Hibiscus is the scientific name of China rose. And the flower may be unisexual, means either having stamen or having carpel. For example, papaya and watermelon, these are the unisexual flower. So now we will discuss our next process, that is the pollination. Pollination is the process of transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of a flower. एंथर से पॉलन ग्रेन्स का स्टिग्मा पे ट्रांसफ़र होना, दैट प्रोसेस इज नोन एज pollination. There are two types of pollination. First is self pollination. Self pollination means the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same flower or another flower of same plant. What is the meaning of this? See here, this is the self pollination and this is the bisexual flower, means male and female both sex organs are present here. So in this case, pollen grains are transferred from anther from its anther to its stigma. इसके anther से इसी के stigma पे जा रहा है, that is known as self pollination. This is first part, and in the another part he says that another flower of same plant, for example this is a plant and it has many flowers. So when the pollen grain transfers from this flower to this flower, this pollination is also known as self pollination, because flowers of the same plant have same type of genetic combination. So if there is no difference in the genes, we can't say that it is a cross pollination. But what is the cross pollination? The transfer of pollen grain from anther of stigma of another flower or another flower of different plant of the same species. For example, this is the cross pollination. In this case, what happens here, the pollen grains from this flower are transferred to the stigma of this flower. So in this case, different flowers are present and these flowers are of different plant, but the species is same. For example, the pollen grain of papaya lands on the stigma of papaya only, not any other plant. It is clear, means the species of the plant will be same but the plant is different. It generally takes place with the help of some agents. This pollination doesn't takes place by its own, it generally takes place with the help of some agents. For example, insects, birds, wind and water, these are also known as pollinating agents. So here we covers the topics like structure of flower, male gamete, female gamete, pollination and self and cross pollination. In the next part we will discuss about the fertilization and what happens after the fertilization. Thank you.